Alright, what's up, Wolfpack? We got back to the home gym. Told you guys I was going to do a home gym video. I'm going to try and be a little quieter than normal. I know my mom's trying to sleep right now, so it could be a little bit of ASMR, I guess. But we got warming up with the bar, doing bench. Go for how many I feel like, and then we'll go into one of my higher sets. Okay. Alright, I'm going to throw 155 on now. I'm not going over there. Here. I'll turn back on the camera when I got it all set up. Alright, we got it all set up. 155. On the barbell. I'm gonna do a little bit of resting though, just to make sure I'm fully prepared. I've really had to change up the workout a little bit. Don't have my usual equipment. I really just have what I did with the home gym videos, so I really had to kind of think about what I need to do and, what I can do. Leg work's gonna be a little rough considering the only thing I can really do is with this barbell. But, I do want to get it done. I want to keep this experiment going, kind of just get what I can done. And, this week might be a little rough in terms of what I can do, especially if I'm in the home gym the entire time. But that's okay, At the end of the day, it's more important that I'm at least working out than, not working out at all. All right, I'm gonna get in this first set. As you guys know, I don't usually take my bench to failure. So I'll probably try and keep it to somewhere close to like 1 RIR, just so I can kind of maximize it. All right. Really trying to keep it calm. Don't really want to wake up my mom. She's been struggling to sleep recently. So I'm trying to keep it somewhat quiet. Maybe I'm not doing a good job at it, but I'm trying my best. I feel like I'm getting too intimate. Could you guys hear that? Oh yeah, at the end of this video, which I'm only gonna film two exercises, mainly because that's what I've been doing, and also I feel like it's better for my mom. But after those, we're gonna do a final physique check. See what I look like. Last one before the end of the experiment. And, hopefully you guys at least notice something. I mean, I don't really notice too much, but I feel like that's also because I'm a little bit high in body fat. I'm not the leanest person in the world, as I've been saying recently. But, hopefully you at least see something. If you can, compare me from like the first time I did my physique check in here to that, I feel like hopefully you could see something. Biggest thing I've noticed is I got a couple of striations in my back, mainly like my lower lats. So I'm pretty happy with that, considering my back is, although it's my favorite exercise to hit, I feel like it's the one that I usually don't get the biggest, or I don't see the most amount of growth in. So it's a good feeling. That and also my chest. Chest, probably one of the ones even though I don't go to failure, I still hit it pretty hard. And I really don't get a whole lot of chest pumps, I'll be real. Or if I do, it's like very not noticeable. Maybe it's because I got a lot of chest hair. But, can't do much right now. I need to think of stuff to talk about. See, I have something on my mind, but I don't want to talk about it just because it's kind of like, it's like sad. So, I don't feel like I'm the person who should be saying anything on it. So I'm not going to say anything about it. But, let me think. Oh yeah, actually, let me preface this. Not all these videos are gonna be me kind of a lot lower voice, but I really do. Like I said, really want to keep my mom. Hopefully she's able to sleep somewhat well. So sorry if you don't like me being this more kind of, I guess, lower tone, more intimate. But this is more from my mom's sleep than me lifting. Lifting's healthy, but sleep's also healthy. You need sleep. You don't need to lift, but you do need sleep. So, please respect the decision. Anyways, I'm going to get this last set done. I don't know how many I'm going to do, but I'll try and get somewhat close to failure. Obviously not to failure. And then I'll turn it back on for the last exercise. That was a little loud. Okay, I'm ending off that set for now. I'll turn it back when I got another exercise that I want to record ready. Alright, what's up, Wolfpack? We got lat pull down. Now, normally I would do this unilateral, but, don't really have a good way to hit unilateral on this. So we're sticking with the regular lat pull down. Also a slightly different grip than I would use normally for a regular lat pull down. But, you make do with what you got. I am not going to do a warm-up set on this one. Don't really feel like taking off the weights and putting them back on. So, sorry if you wanted me to do a warm-up set. Too bad. And let's get this first set going. I believe we got 135 on the machine, by the way. we're ending it up there. Main time when I really try to end these sets is when I really kind of start doing like a crunch with a lat pull down. Not sure if you guys could see it there, but there's a little bit of ab movement. Let me sit down so I'm in frame. So yeah, I'm gonna keep the weight the same. I think I only did 7 there. So, didn't get 10 like I normally try to do. This will probably be a quicker upload. I was looking at the amount of time I spent on just doing bench, and it was only like 8-ish minutes. So, sorry if you wanted a bit of a longer video today, but I'm trying to keep my mom in mind, you know. I've been saying this, I've said this already a bunch, but, you know, she needs to sleep. Sleep's way more important than me getting a lift in. This is on me for kind of procrastinating it a little bit. And, you know, it sucks that I kind of procrastinated it, but it's okay. You know, I'm not sure if I said this earlier, but I am doing a physique check. End of the video today. I'll also show you guys the drip. I'll show you them right now. I really want to do a thumbnail photo with them. I brought them down here, but we got the Fruity Pebble Kicks. See that? Little Fruity Pebble Kicks. Really happy. I tried them on. They fit nicely. So those are the new go-to shoe for to replace the shoes that had holes in them. Now, I don't know how long or how many of the days until like the end of this series will be at this home gym and how many will be at like Planet Fitness. But, you know, I really do want to try my best to, finish it up by the time I have planned, because when I get back to college, I'll be able to go switch to the split that I showed you guys a while ago, not a while ago, but like a couple videos ago, which was that upper lower split. I really, really am happy with how this series has gone. I think it's really made me lock in on lifting in general. Biggest takeaway I've had so far is that I low-key don't push any of my sets to failure. And I really need to start doing that a little more if I want to maximize my growth. Not saying I need to do these 2 sets of failure that I've been doing, but like maybe once a week take 1 set probably once a week take the last set to failure, just so I know where I'm standing at the end. I think that's all very valuable, and I really wasn't using it, and even outside of that, I was starting to realize how many muscle groups I'm not hitting, because if you don't know, with the workout split that I have currently, I don't hit shoulders, I don't hit my inner quad, I don't hit my calves, I don't hit my abs, and I don't hit my glutes. That's 5 different muscle groups that I just haven't been hitting, because most of them was because I considered legs as like one big muscle rather than each individual piece. Abs, I just don't like doing abs, so I didn't do it. And shoulders, I'll be honest, I forget them like all the time. Don't really find shoulders too enjoyable. Lateral raises are pretty boring to me, so I don't normally do them. But it really made me realize how much I'm kind of lacking in muscle and my potential. But if anything, I've really figured out where I kind of need to go on my fitness journey. I really am happy I did this, even though this latter half I'm not having too much fun in terms of the in terms of how I like the lifts. Like I said, I wish I was hitting those muscle groups, but I need to keep the data consistent. So, although I may not be hitting every exercise or every same exercise with the exact, way that I would normally do the exercise, I'm trying to keep it as consistent as possible. And I feel like if I were to add shoulder work, if I were to add ab work, and if I were to add, glute work, inner thigh work, calf work, any of them, I could really compromise the data of the set. Also, to the people wondering, I was talking about how I was considering benching 225 with my sister spotting me, and you might have seen that the bench and be like, "Where's the 225 at?" Turns out my sister's not here today. Kind of a bummer, if you ask me. I was really excited, but that's okay. I'll be real. I don't think I'm strong enough to hit 225. Obviously I won't have that mindset when I actually try and bench 225. If you're already doubting yourself before you even try something, you're not really in a good spot mentally. But and maybe you could argue that I'm kind of being a hypocrite there, considering I do have a negative mindset before I've tried it. But you gotta at least hype yourself up a little bit in the moment. Whether that's, 10 minutes before you actually hit the set, a minute before you hit the set, day before you hit the set, whenever before you hit the set, whenever you need to hype yourself up, you need to hype yourself up to that moment. And then, if you hit it, work's paid off. If not, you got something to work towards. Anyways, I'm gonna get to this last failure set, and that'll be all the stuff I'll record in terms of the actual lifting portion of today's video. All right. Still 135, like I said, and we'll see how many we do. Okay, we're ending it off there. Okay, that was it. That's it for lat pull down. Next time you'll see me with my shirt off, do my physique check, do my outro, and we'll go from there. All right, Wolfpack. Just finished up the workout. This is what the physique's looking like. Almost done with the challenge. Got, I think, 4 days after this. Okay, that's it for the video. I'll have another video out Monday. If you want to follow me on other stuff, there should be a link tree in the description. Comment your suggestions of stuff you'd want me to talk about. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.